Hey guys, I know, a lot of you are probably thinking, this guy just switched to an Android phone and now is back with an iPhone again. Well, yeah, we are influencers, we are content creators. It's actually rare that we stick with just one phone for our whole lives. So I picked up the new iPhone 17 last week at the Apple Store. I went with a sage color, kind of a green, and I've never had a green iPhone before, so why not? First thing I did was ask them to install a screen protector right there in the store, because with my old iPhone 16 I get some nasty scratches and I wanted to avoid making the same mistake again. Here's a quick side-by-side of the iPhone 16 and the new iPhone 17 right before the 16 left for its new owner. Honestly, what can I say? Same old story. But anyway, this video isn't about the day I bought it, because by the time you're watching this, the iPhone 17 has already been with me for a full week. So let's get into my 1 week impressions. So let's talk about the battery. When I shot this video, it was charged at 80%. After a week of using the iPhone 17, I noticed something. It tends to drop pretty quickly from 80 down to about 75% in the first 10 minutes. Probably just some iOS 26 quirks or background processes. Hopefully Apple will fix that in an update soon. Now, this is actually my second basic iPhone model. I've never really needed the Pro versions. To be honest, the extra functions are just too advanced for me and kind of useless in my hands, especially the camera features. I already shot with a professional mirrorless camera, so I don't really rely on the iPhone for photography. Sure, the Pro might have better battery life, but honestly, who cares? For me, the battery on the iPhone 16 or 17 is already good enough. I don't treat my phone like a laptop. I don't spend too much time on social media, YouTube or movies on it, so by the end of the day I still have plenty of charge left. I have to say, the screen protector is a real lifesaver when it comes to scratches. You know how it is. If you get that first scratch on day one, it feels just like getting the first mark on a new car. You instantly regret not protecting it sooner. That's why I asked them to install it right in the store this time. Since I don't use a case, the protector also gives me more peace of mind. I can put the phone face down on a table without worrying, and it actually feels more balanced that way. One thing I really regretted missing on my old iPhone 16 was the always-on display. Now with the 17 I can quickly check the time or see if I have notifications without even tapping the screen. Of course, it uses brightness and probably some power-saving mechanism when idle, but it hasn't been a problem for me so far. I didn't find any special settings for customizing the always-on screen, but to be fair, iOS 26 it's still a pretty new territory for me. I haven't had time to dive into every single feature. Overall, I found these settings smooth and intuitive as always. You know what? I actually really like this color too. The green, or sage as Apple calls it, feels relaxing and fresh. Definitely a nice change for me. I also went outside to test the cameras, shooting in 4K at both 24 and 30 frames per second with the front and back cameras. Both are noticeably improved compared to the iPhone 16. Honestly, I'm always impressed with how Apple managed to deliver such high quality from the front camera as well. It feels like they've upgraded the front sensor for Face ID too. Even in low light or when my face isn't directly above the screen, it unlocks almost instantly. Of course, it depends on conditions, but overall it feels smoother than before. And now with the 120Hz ProMotion display, everything just looks massively smoother. Whether I'm scrolling through apps, opening settings or just swiping around, it's one of those features you don't think about it until you see it in action, and then you can go back. So far, I still haven't really figured out what exactly causes that immediate heat you sometimes feel on the back of the iPhone. Back when I had the iPhone 15 Pro, it would heat up almost instantly whenever I started shooting videos or taking photos. And I've heard some Pro users still notice this today, even though Apple says they've fixed it. You'll have to tell me in the comments if that's true. Sometimes poor 5G coverage can make the phone run hotter too. But in my experience, it's not about things like installing a bunch of apps or even just starting video recording. That instant spike in heat seems to come from something else. By the way, I also installed a mobile FPS game just to test it out, and wow, I honestly forgot how smooth gaming feels on an iPhone. And now with the iPhone 17's slightly larger screen, it's even better. Watching movies has been great too. I use the Plex app with my Synology cloud, and since I have a bunch of HDR content, I love how the display adapts automatically. The way it lights up bright zones with HDR really pops, and on a smaller screen like this, you actually notice the difference right away.